Yeah, it looks like a crazy swastika thing happening right now, but all I've done is I've included the letter C because we found that another depiction of the 9 dots needed to create the C, you know? Well, what I find very interesting about this depiction is it reminds me of something. I look at that 76 in the middle and I go like, wonder if I can get an 8 from that. So if circled 76 is just an 87, and if the 7th dimension is nothing, and I have no 1x7s in any of this, okay? In all my diagrams I've ever made, I've never had a 1x7. So if 7s are indeed nothing here, we can just cross them out. The 8th letter of the alphabet is an H, and if 76 can be replaced with an H, doesn't that look a little similar? You know what I mean, guy? Yeah. Go Habs, go. So, because we see the pattern of the 1s going, okay, I'm going to continue the pattern of the 0s going, okay? It just seems appropriate. No more messing around. Now, because we've done a 1x5 here, or a 1x5, the next one to do would be a 1x6. So I'm going to circle the 1x6. Okay, when you add it up, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is what goes here. Okay, now let's do the same thing for the 7. Okay, this one. Let's make a 1x7. Oh yeah, remember that? Remember a 1x7? 7's canceled because look, it makes a great big 0. That's what a 1x7 does. It connects this one to here, and it makes a big 0. That's why they cancel. So right here, we just get a big 0, an actual 0. There we go. Now we're all outstretched, okay? And then over here there's nothing. So I guess that's like a blank space or a gap, okay? I'm not really worried about there. Yeah, I guess we can keep going with the Bible story. So when you get a space by 16 grid like this, it's not hard to see how 2 C's will make a D, because you'll have a second C which will probably be in this quadrant, okay, and it'll turn and stuff and flip and all that stuff, because you can only create truth in the 9. And what's going to happen is it's going to make a new one like this, and that's your D. So your D is going to be 8-bit because it's like unique 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's your D. So if this is a representation of the C and the D, you can see that the M is going to have to go out further this way, and this is going to have to go to 32D, because your M is going to go up, and down. Just like it did before, but this is at a higher dimension. Alright, so I drew it out the best I could, going all the way to 32-bit. Okay, 32-bit. Drawing what looks like a Gmail logo. So those would be your C's, your D, and then your eventual M. 2 D's make an M. Because we're not using this one, but you're using 1, 2, 3 to create the D. It's like a big 13, and then this is the splice seam where you mirror it. But anyway, so all I've done over here is I've actually went ahead and made my 1x6, 1x6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And because it's a 1x6, 1x6, okay? And now I know that this one is going to just be the one above it plus a giant 1, so it's a 7. And then this one, because this is the Roman numeral already, is just going to have to be the addition of these two for 13, because the 13s are mirrored, because this is an M as well. When it goes down, 13, 76, back to 13, you know? It's just on a different scale. This will be an 8-bit M, this is a 32-bit M. You can see what I mean. Micro and macro. So, I've also solved for this column, okay, because I know that a 1x7 is, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is nothing, so it's a 0. But if you have 2 zeros, we never had that before, kind of, going down, so that's a new 1. That's a 1. But now it's like a 1 and a 1, so it's an 11, you know? And then down here, before the Roman numeral, 1 times 11 is like, you know, you have an 11 here, but you also, if you want to get back, because you can't make a 1 by 7, the only way to get back to heaven is to attach onto this 1 by 6. So you put a 1, like a new 1 here, like a 1 by 2, right here. So that's a 1 and a 1, which is another type of 11. And then you have your 100, okay? Which would be your, like, backwards D, but I didn't draw that because I'm not done. So remember, we've only read the Bible until the end of the 4th day. But we should be able to go up to here. Okay? Well, maybe not, because we didn't understand yet that on the 7th day God rested. So we should definitely start reading that Bible. Before we start reading Bibles, okay, this is 3-dimensional space, okay? This is your black cube, your blue cube, and your green cube, okay? That's the 3D. That's the 1D, 2D, 3D, that's your space, your volume, okay? So that's 3D objects, but we view them in a 1 by 5 by 1 by 5 by 1 by 5 by 1 by 5 window, because that 3 is going to go in between, and the 4s are going to be the new line between the 3 by 3 and the 5 by 5. And it makes a hypercube of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a cube of 4, which you can't really see in this depiction, and a cube of 5. So that makes the hypercube, which is 5D reality, because we see reality this way. The hypercube is your X, Y, Z axis, okay, or your 3, and then your biggest square is broken into 4s, okay? It's a 4 by 4, 16 hexadecimal reality in X, Y, and Z axes. So there's your 3 and your 4, okay? There's your 3D for 3D realities, and you have 4 quadrants per axis, because I'm only solving right now for 1 of 4. So 34 is important. And then the window of your reality, the window to your soul, is comprised of your 2 eyes that you have. And the 2 eyes are centered around the 76, okay? That's 76, you know? Maybe it's a 1 by, or a 2, yeah, that's what it is. It's a 2 1 by 5s or a 2 by 5. That's what it is. It's a 2 by 5, because it makes sense. Because a 2 by 5, times your X, Y, and Z axes is 25 times 3, which is 75 encircled, which is a 76. Okay? You know, there's other ways to come up with that, okay? You know? But the important thing right now is solving for this last one right here. What do you think it is? This is your 5D reality. You have to embrace love. You have to make an X and an L. What's this going to be? Well, if this is our 3D reality cube, and this is the last number on the line of balance, but it's not going to be a 13, it's really going to be a 34. So if this represents a 34, and this is already a 76, 34 plus 76 is 110. Is 110. So we've completed yet another cube without reading any more of the Bible. Actually, we've completed... No, we gotta make these ones. Check. So if our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if our 1 by 7 is a nothing, then our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a nothing, meaning there's nothing happening to the cell above it. So this is likely just a 100. Now, I see a trend, you know. When I see 100, 100, I'm gonna assume that this one too is 100. Okay? And yeah. Now, the only thing I can see right here is I can see 2 zeros in a fly speck, and then 2 11s that could definitely be in a fly speck with a 1. Okay? Because the 0 is a 1, it's like a different type of V. Now down here I can see these 3 are all the same. So I think that's rather interesting right now. I've never really looked at it this way before, but it looks like it says saint, among other stuff. And I can't ignore the fact that there's a 7-7 right here. And people seem to like the 7-7 with Jesus and everything. So I'm going to assume that here is also going to be a 1 by 2. Now if that's a Masonic arch sideways 69, and if that is infinite, I don't think that's a 0. I think that's the sideways 69 as well. I think that's pretty important because it symbolizes the fact that this actually is something that we already have here, And this is something different. But they're both connected. So if we're talking symmetry, okay, look, we have a 0 here, and then we have a 1, 1. I don't know, I'm going to guess a 1 and a 1. But not only that, but I'm going to guess that this will be encircled, this will be encircled, this will be encircled, and that'll be encircled. Right off the bat, if this is a 1 by 3, okay, I know there's going to be a 1 by 3 here, and it starts with a 1. And there's a 69 outside, okay? I think it's just going to go infinite. So this one's just going to be a 10 because you're going to add another 0 like it but something different. And then you're going to get a 100 here. And then you're going to get a 1000 here. And then I think after that 1000, we're literally just going to have 1000, 1000, 1000. And then I think something different, but let's just wait. Now I'm looking at this guy, okay? Now if that's a 77, we want to balance with a 77, okay? We already have a 22, let's say. 77 minus 22 is 55. And hey, look, it's exactly what I had over here. Interesting. Alright, because we have no 1 by 7 that goes here, okay? Sorry, no 1 by 7 that goes here, okay? And this is our nothing column. I think that this little donut is just going to keep repeating itself. So I think that's what's going on. Okay? Alright, I'm just going to put my D here. Because that's a 500. And it doesn't go with the other fly specks. Now I see a pattern, okay, you got your two 11s, you got your two empties, going up and down, and one has a 55, so, you know, 55 and 55 is 110, 110, so I think that's right, and that's what I had over here. Yeah, the last thing I know here is that this has to be an M for 1000, okay? M is the Roman numeral for 1000, which is fitting, obviously, because there is an 1000 all over the place. So that's what it looks like right now. So as you can see, right here is your 1 by 6, which goes up. That looks like a J. And then there's your 13. And then your C is going to come from the 100 to 110, L, 13, 7, 6, and 0. So those are the 7 cells required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for your C. And then as you can see, your M is going to go up from here, across, go down to the 76. Sorry, your M will go from here, go up, over, down, up, over, and down. Now, may or may not include this one, probably does. I would imagine. I don't know if it goes to the top. I don't know if it goes from here and over or from the dot to the dot. If it goes from the dot to the dot, then that's one, and the other one goes from here and bridges over, goes down, goes up, bridges over, and goes down. As you can see, if we made an 8-bit M, you know, we can also make a 16-bit M, you know, and then we can also make like 32-bit M's, and it's just fractal, guys. Reality is fractal. So see, since the D is 500, okay, and I can see my D, okay, I can see like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, there's like a D here. There we go, that's better. So I messed up with my D earlier, so it goes across, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty then. There's your M. And if you want a capital M, I guess it's going from dot to dot.